All right, so welcome back to one of our interview segments of the Aldine ISD 2024 Livestock Show. Who do we have here today?
My name's Bill Ginder with the Caldwell Companies.
All right. So how's your experience so far this year?
Oh, it's been great. We're sponsoring the buckles
Gotcha, yeah.
and really enjoying it because we get to meet and talk to the kids and
Yeah.
see the animals up close and personal.
Yeah. So what animal here today is your favorite so far?
Well, truthfully, I think, the Mickey Mouse pig.
The Mickey Mouse pig. Gotcha.
Has a
So the
patch-
pigs today.
has a patch on its butt that looks kind of like Mickey Mouse.
Gotcha.
Easy to identify.
Gotcha. So how many livestock shows here with Aldine have you been to?
I think this is my 22nd or 23rd.
So you have a long history with
Long history,
us.
yes, sir.
Yes. So we really thank you for coming out and helping out these kids. It's really great seeing how these kids can grow over time and how they really raise these animals and see the kickback that they get from it or the reward that they get from it. So
We're glad to sponsor it. Buy Animals would encourage anybody to come out tomorrow and buy Mickey Mouse or a chicken. It really is something. I tell you, FFA and the young men and women that participate in it. If I was hiring and I see on their resume that it says FFA, that resume goes to the top of the list. There was a young lady yesterday, two young ladies that won champion and grand champion or reserve champion and champion on the cattle. And this morning they had dressed down in their jeans and were over here with the shovel cleaning up. And I think that kind of describes FFA to me.
The hard work.
The hard work that they put in. But I appreciate you. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for coming. All right, hi. Welcome to the second segment of the Aldine ISD Livestock Show interview. And who do you have here today?
My name is Leida Aponte.
What school do you go to?
I go to Davis High School, Benjamin O. Davis High School.
Okay. And tell us about your experience here at Aldine ISD 2024-25 FFA.
Okay. This is my third year showing and raising animals, pigs. It's a great experience. I feel like this is something that every agriculturalist should experience. It teaches you a lot of patience and also many other stuff, but that's mainly the main one, patience.
So far, what animal has been the most, I guess, impactful to you that you've had so far raising?
Swines.
Yes.
Okay. My first year raising, I didn't really know what I was doing because it was my first year. But as I continued showing and I didn't give up, it's kind of like a motivation to keep going. So I just kept going, and now it's my senior year, and this is my third year raising. So it's a great experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So what was the process with raising your animal? I think you have how much does that animal weigh? How much does the pig weigh?
285.
85. So you have the second or third, I believe, largest pig here.
Yeah.
How does that, what process did you take to get here?
To get here, you have to know how to maintain your pig a lot. It's definitely, you have to keep feeding them every day. You can't go a day without feeding them. It's kind of like a human. You treat them like a human. I know it's kind of like a pet too, but it's more of a human. You have to know how to take care of them, maintain them. It's like a baby too, and he's like my baby. So it's like,
Gotcha. That's good.
Yes.
Well, thank you for joining us
You're
today,
welcome.
and that's all.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Attention to the lamb and goat area. We are fixing to start at 1 o'clock. We're going to start with goats. Once again, we will begin with goats at 1 o'clock. We got approximately 23 more minutes, so get ready. We're going to start with goats. Attention goat exhibitors, this is your 10-minute warning. Once again, the show will be starting in 10 minutes.
I need a judge's bio. No, you wanna do this one too?
They just introduced you, Jen.
Back to our show. We are waiting for our lamb and goat show. They just finished weighing in, and soon here at 1 p.m. we'll get started. Our judge is Jacob Dietze, who has judged our show a number of times, and he's a great supporter of the Aldine ISD Livestock show. And so we'll make a first call for all of the show exhibitors.
Yes, ma'am. And for those who might not know, what's the difference between a goat and a sheep? I'm reading off the jokes that I have in my mind. I'm sorry.
What is a joke?
One goes baa, one goes bah. I looked up a bunch of jokes
Perfectly
yesterday.
executed. This is our final show of the day, and then tomorrow we will kick off the morning with our 11 a.m. buyers luncheon, and then followed by our Silver Champions. And so our week of fun events is almost over.
Yes, ma'am. And
Attention in the goat area. We are starting in 5 minutes. Once again, we will be starting in 5 minutes. Beginning with Class 1 lightweight. Once again, we're beginning with Class 1 lightweight. Attention in the goat area, Class 1 lightweight, please start lining up. Once again, Class 1 lightweight, please start lining up. Once again, Class 1 lightweight, please start lining up. We are fixing to start. Class 1 lightweight. Goats.
All right, so we're about to kick off our goat show with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 goats total. We have David from Eisenhower, Lisa Rueda from Eisenhower, Caleb Joseph from Eisenhower, Giselle Quintanilla from Nimitz, Catherine Avila from Aldine, Mylene Aranda from Nimitz, Julian Aguilera from Aldine in the first class.
Yes, ma'am. And what weight range is the first class?
We have the smallest coming in at 60 pounds, and the heaviest in the lightweight is 69 pounds. Oh, so that first one, David's almost made it because that's our minimum weight. We're coming in close, David. So we see them now, and we are lining up. Our judge here is as we have Mr. Jacob Edisi from Belleville.
Yes, ma'am. And can you tell us more about what the judge is going to be looking for during this first round?
Yes, so judges are going to look on which one is the best and most well done and ready for harvesting. Let's go with that word.
Harvesting.
Harvesting, yeah. So he's going to look at muscle tone. He's going to look at body conformation. He's going to look at how he walks. And shortly after, we'll have our showmanship, which is how well that student works with that animal.
Harvest.
That's that's the one I'm gonna use.
It's the most humane, yeah?
Yeah. All of it is humane. It's
All of it,
just
yes.
the proper term we're gonna use. And so students are lining up and they're looking a little nervous right now.
So how many goats are making it to auction?
We are going to do top 7. We're
Top
gonna
7.
make it top 6? Top 6 or 7?
Top 6 or 7?
Top 6 or 7. It says right here.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I think it is top 7.
Top 6 make lock? No, that's turkey. Sorry. There.
Top 7.
Top 7. All right,
Yes,
nice.
there you go. So it's pretty good odds, top 7.
And how many goats will be competing today?
We have a total of 25 goats.
25 goats.
Yes, 3 classes of goats. We have goat lightweight, middleweight, and our heavyweight. Our heaviest is coming in at 96 pounds, so that's quite a goat right there.
Oh, yeah. Still getting ready over here on the side.
Yes.
We will be beginning in a couple minutes here.
We also see some of those middle class doing some practice bracing and some practice
Last call.
walks.
Goat lightweight class 1 to line up please.
Now we're making
We
our
have-
last call.
David Wiltz, Lisa Rudia, Kayla Joseph, Giselle Quintanilla, Catherine Avila, Melina Aranda, and Julian Aguirre.
So we just did our last call for the first class. That means they all should be lined up and ready to go. See the judge giving some final instruction there before they get into the ring. And we have Ms. Neely from Aldine FFA as our ring leader, helping out the judge and
Today,
making
our
sure that
goat judge,
placing.
Jacob Dietze, is an agriculture science teacher from Belleville, Texas. He has been teaching and been an ag advisor for 24 years in Belleville High School. He graduated from Royal High School, attended
And they are finally entering the ring now.
He attended Clatterin Junior College, where he
Goats
was
are my
in
favorite,
a
so I
competitive
enjoy this show
livestock.
very much.
He was on a competitive livestock judging team and went to Blaine College, where he finished his associate's degree in science. He then graduated from Texas A&M University with a bachelor's degree in agricultural development education. He has received many awards in education and was honored to be Citizen of the Year in Belleville, Texas. He grew up raising and showing cattle and many other livestock species at a young age and believes in the agriculture industry for how it educates the youth. He has been blessed to have judged many market steer, heifer, swine, sheep, poultry, and breeding shows throughout the state of Texas. Out-of-state shows he has judged include California, Louisiana, Idaho, Wyoming, and Maryland, both market and breeding animals. He has trained 3 state champion dairy cattle teams, second place state FFA livestock judging team in the state of Texas. The team competed at the Denver, Colorado at the National Western Stock Show. He has 3 children, Riley, Brooke, and Brody, that show livestock. His family has been showing livestock for 16 years and market and breeding shows across Texas. Let's give him a round of applause as we start our Market Go show.
Have our lightweight class. You see them setting up their goats nice and ready. You'll have the judge coming in, touching, feeling them, making sure that there's that right amount of fat, right amount of meat, the right places. And he'll occasionally have them walk around so that he can watch that muscle, look at that body conformation.
So, Ms. G, I also noticed that most of these goats are shaved. Can you tell me what the benefit of shaving your goat before show is?
Yeah, so that's going to allow us to look at that muscle definition that we want and allows the
In today's
judge to-
GOAT lightweight class, we have David Wiltz from Eisenhower High School, Lisa Ruria from Eisenhower High School, Kayla Joseph from Eisenhower High School, Giselle Quintanilla from Nimitz High School. We have Catherine Avila from Aldine High School. We have Melina Aranda from Nimitz High School. And we have Julian Aguilera from Aldine High School.
saying it allows a judge to make sure that he's able to see exactly the muscle definition. They grow quite a bit of hair, and so you'd be surprised how long that hair is before they shave it. We had a possibly almost loose goat there, but she handled it very well. And again, in our GOAT lightweight class, we have David Wiltz from Eisenhower FFA, Lisa Rueda from Eisenhower FFA, Kayla Joseph from Eisenhower FFA, Giselle Quintanilla from Nimitz, Catherine Avila from Aldine, Melina Aranda from Aldine, Julian Aguilera from Aldine. And judging here today is Jacob Dietze, who is an agriculture science teacher from Belleville. He has been teaching and has been an ag science advisor for 24 years at Belleville High School. Graduated from Royal High School and attended Clairton Junior College, where he was on the competitive livestock judging team, and then later went on to Blinn and finished his associate's degree. Later, he graduated from Texas A&M University with his bachelor's in agriculture development and education. He has received many awards and was honored as a Citizen of the Year in Belleville, Texas. He grew up showing cattle as well as other livestock species at a young age and believes that agriculture education is how you educate the youth. He has been blessed to have been judged. He has been blessed to have judged many market steer, heifer, swine, sheep, poultry, and breeding shows throughout the state of Texas. Out of those shows, he has also judged in California, Louisiana, Idaho, Wyoming, Maryland, both market and breeding animals. He has trained 3 state champion dairy cattle teams, placing second in state FFA judging team in the state of Texas. The team competed in Denver, Colorado at the National Western Stock Show. He has 3 children, Briley, Brooke, and Brody, that also show livestock. His family has been showing livestock for 16 years across shows in Texas.
Sounds like he's seen a thing or two.
Sounds like he comes in with very experienced. And as I mentioned earlier, he's judged our show a number of times and does a great job at providing that feedback to our students and making sure that they leave the ring even more knowledgeable about their own animal.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I can't imagine anybody more knowledgeable to be judging these animals today, giving these students a chance at making auction today. So how are you doing, Ethan? Oh, is it on? Did you? Yeah, flip it on.
I'm doing pretty good.
So I heard you won Showmanship. Can you tell us what your experience was today?
Oh yeah, I won Showmanship with my steer yesterday, and I also won horse Showmanship today.
And what do you think led you to that point? What kind of training did you do? What every day-to-day tasks did you do with your steer to get to that point?
Well, first off, I took a lot of tips from because I have a friend that shows in Klein, and he shows at Houston. I took a lot
Attention
of
in the
tips
show
from him.
arena.
And
All spectators must be seated in the bleachers. Please, if you are watching the show and you are not exhibitor, please make your way to the bleachers.
And I also took my steer to a couple progress shows to get him ready. And
Once again,
I
all
believe that-
spectators along the fence line must be seated. If you are not exhibitor, there are the spectators' seats right here in the stands. Thank you.
I believe that's what helped me win showmanship with my steer.
Sir. And can you tell us a little bit more about feed-wise, and as well as what the judge told you that you might need to improve on later on in the future, or what his best key features were?
Well, the judge really told me that my steer was pretty much the best finished and the best show looking steer, in his words. But it just didn't come out on top.
Yes, sir. And do you have any classmates today showing the goat?
Yeah, David Wiltz, Kayla Joseph, and Lisa Retta.
Oh, all from Mike.
Yeah.
Sir. And can you tell me a little bit about what you've seen them do over their day-to-day with their goats, how they prepared for today on this show, and possibly to make it onto auction?
Well, they're at the barn almost every day. You know what I'm saying? Me having a steer, I was there every day, and I definitely saw them work with their goats a lot. They put a lot of effort into these animals, and I truly believe that it's going to show here today.
Sir. And you are senior?
I'm junior this year.
Junior, so can we expect to see a steer from you next year too?
Yeah. You see me with a steer again next year.
Yes, sir. We look forward to it.
Yes, sir.
Very nice and exciting evening. Got some weather outside, but hey, it's so nice in here, and it's always a pleasure to come and judge the Aldine FFA show. I know consists of a few high schools, and y'all do a great job with the quality of animals that the kids present, and then they're very well presented also. So it's always a treat to come back and be asked to judge a show again. And I'm always thankful for coming over here, because it's a good quality and just good kids and ag teachers to go along with it. So thank y'all again. We're gonna have fun this evening in the Goat and Lamb show, and like I said, I've been here before, and it's such an honor to come back, and very, very nice. And thank y'all again for having me to start the goat show off this evening. These three over here, they just kind of sorted their way to the top, just having a natural feel over their top. And I talk about feel, and I talk about how that muscle and that texture comes into their loin, and how they settle in really nice. And some of the key points that we talk about when we're evaluating lambs and sheep is that we want to make sure we got a good rack shape, and this is the rack shape over the ribs. And we come in, we have muscle, we call this the loin, we call this the hind saddle, and how they come down and they transition down to their muscle pattern, their leg and their feet. And so, boy, really nice one. The one that starts the class is going to be the young man right here with the paint. Congratulations to him. I thought that was a forerunner in this group. Very, very nice. A good, nice, complete one too. And when we study, this one's a rib and this one's cage. Like I said, the rack shape on this one is extremely good. And we talk about handle, and I talk about handle is when I put my hands on them, how do they feel to the touch? Do they have enough muscle? Do they have enough shape for my hand? And they're not over finished. And we talk about finish being fat. I think that one fitted the mold very well for being a very good lightweight goat to start this class off. That's a very nice one. It gets pretty close between these two, the number 2 and the number 3. I like these a lot. I think they got some shape and they've got some muscle over their loin. I thought one of them just had a little bit more power. This young lady does a really good job in getting this one presented and know where it needs to be presented. And then that one just really, how we talk about how we want to brace him. And boy, she braced him real good. He had a lot of true muscle right down to his loin, downtown to his hind saddle. Very, very nice. The young lady right behind him is going to be second. Congratulations to her. Very nice, and I thought this one just had so much power and loin and shape in that one, and how that one transitions. Maybe not the deepest one in the heart, the deepest one in the belly, the flank, but still very proportional and balanced. I talk a lot about that in my goats and sheep. A very, very nice, good balanced one. Young lady's going to come in third with this one. I thought that was a very classy one of the bunch, and we talk about profile and view on that one, and how that one is just transitioned so good down to the loin, but we had to have more shape over the top. And we talk about back shape. We We talk about right behind the blade shape. We got to power that one up just ever so slightly. But boy, that one is built very correctly on the structure, how that one moved around the ring. We talk about foot and bone on that one also. That's a really nice one. We do lose a little bit of texture of muscle right there on the lower end of that one's leg, but still, that's a very good one sitting in third place. Young lady come right here in fourth. That is the muscle-bound one. That's probably the most deepest one in the heart right there of this class. But I'll tell you one thing, just a shorter one is, boy, if we could just power that one up just a little bit on the feet and legs, get that one just a tad bit more taller, loses some condition right over the rib cage, and we talk about shape. But the one that probably had the most power of the loin, you got one right there sitting in fourth. That's a very nice one. I thought number 3 and number 4 were a very close pair. That is a good ewe that young lady is exhibiting. The one comes in next also, really nice. I thought this one handled extremely good. We just lack a little muscle and texture right there to the back of that leg and back of that twist. We just need to power that one up ever so slightly. But boy, the young lady's got a good one. It's got a good rib. It's got a good shape over the loin, and how that one transitions into its body cavity, like that from that standpoint. One lady comes in next. This one just gets a little too softer on the handle. And I talk about handle, we talk about finish and fat. So we just got to trim that one up a little bit more better, get that one just a little bit more handle. But I do like the depth of heart in that one, and how that one comes and transitions down to its flank. Really, really nice. Just gets a little bit more steeper in its hip. Like I said, we just got to get a better handle on that one, but still got true muscle in that one. Round out the class with this kind of painted up dark one. Really, really nice. I thought this was a show pony of the bunch, no doubt about it. Just one that needs more time, just more greener, and how this one transitions into the body cavity and the rib and cage in that one. But boy, you talk about a big-footed one. I like the feet. I like the legs on that one. We just got to have a little bit more goat right there, a little bit more power and shape. The young man does a great job of getting that one exhibit. A very nice one to round out the first class. Congratulations, those exhibitors.
Class 2 middleweights, make your way to lineup. Class 2 middleweight for the goats, make your way to lineup. Class 2 would be Daniel Corrington, MacArthur, Keisha Garcia, Aldine, Ania McDowell from Ike, Alexis Garcia from MacArthur, Chase Dibro from Ike, and Jasmine Pachado from MacArthur. Please make your way to the lineup, please.
So that was our lightweight class for goats. Up next is going to be our goat middleweights.
Our class, lightweight goats class winners are as follows. First place, Julian Aguilera from Aldine. Second place, Giselle Quintella from Nimitz. Third place, Melina Aranda from Nimitz. Fourth place, Lisa Ruda from Eisenhower. Fifth place, Kayla Joseph from Eisenhower. Sixth place, Catherine Avila from Aldine. And seventh place, David Wiltz from Eisenhower.
So as I was saying, we're back onto our middleweight with Daniel Cordrigon from MacArthur, Keisha Garcia from Aldine, Anaya McDowell from Ike, Alexis Garcia from MacArthur, Chase Thibodeau from Ike, and Jasmine Pichardo from MacArthur. The weight class for these goats is going to be from 70 to 76 pounds, with the lightest one being 70 pounds from MacArthur, heaviest from MacArthur with 76.
We do ask that anybody along the rails to be seated in the stands. If you are not an exhibitor, please be seated in the stands. Thank you.
So just to re-explain what the judge might be looking for, the judge is looking for nice muscle definition in these goats, with a nice body structure, something level top line with deep chest and balanced proportions. But the main point about this is that you want to see the movements of that meat, that bone. You want to see that goat move around, and that also plays a big part into your showmanship, the way you move that goat around. Just the exhibitor's ability to handle their project. You see them walk around the ring, that's just for them to get a better look of the movement of that muscle movement. You might also see them getting picked up by the neck. That's a good way to show off that muscle definition, especially on the side loins of that animal. Yeah, and you'll see the judge come back and grab on the animal's sides, just checking that body composition. He's looking for a little bit of fat, not too much fat, but enough, not too lean, not too fat. So we see there the judge spreading them out a little bit. That's just for him to have better focus on the muscle definition of these animals. Get a better view of these animals separately. And we have a runaway goat. Yeah, we got a runaway goat.
So we're back. Well, I'm back, and we are here with Ashley. Ashley is a former
Really
student.
nice middle class. Let's give these exhibitors a round of applause. This is a good class and good quality. Tell you how I place and which one's going to win the class. But boy, these three out here and all the way down throughout, just really, really good. And maybe different types and kinds out here that I chose for the top three, but really, really nice. And I talk about forerib, and I talk about how much these things are proportioned, and they have to balance out over their loin. I showed you some of the parts, and to make sure that these balance out. And I talk about handle. I know y'all can't touch them. I can, and so I feel for certain things about making sure that they have freshness in them. And we call freshness is about right where they need to be on 12 o'clock. We call it 12 o'clock in the livestock industry, where those things are just right. They balance up really nice. They balance up on their carcass. Their finish is right. They look good. Their muscle pattern ties into their skeletal system. And so there's one of them out here. I thought the handle on this one was extremely good. A lot of muscle, true muscle down. And sometimes it comes down to just which one has a little bit more lower muscle, lower leg down to that lower quarter. Very, very nice. I thought this one balanced out in the rib and the shape, and how that one just had true amount of power and loin. The young lady right here in the front is going to win your class. Congratulations to her. Really nice one, though, to win that class. And we want to talk about how that one just ties into the neck and then the shoulders and the blade. It's big-footed. I like him for that standpoint. Always saying that one's the deepest in the heart, the deepest in the belly. No, but she has that thing proportioned. He's right. He looks good. He balances out for me. Very, very nice. Young lady's going to come in second right behind that one. Congratulations to her. That is a super good one over his top and the shape. I like the loin and the rib and the cage in that one also. Thought that one was very proportional. Had a lot of true muscle and width down to that loin also. Very, very nice. Thought that was a close pair. But between number one and number two, the number two just got a little bit more staler for me. We got to have freshen that one up on the handle. And I talk about when I talk about handle, that means what I'm feeling on them. We just need more freshness in that one. Gets a little bit more looser into the skin. But boy, just a true meat wagon right over the top, and how that one transitioned down to the lower portion of its body. Young man comes in with a real nice, good, big-footed one, big flashy one. He's going to be third. Boy, that's a true good one right there over the top. You know, it is. If this one is more expressive than number one and number two, I don't think so. I think that's where he kind of lost it right in the class. But we just need more top shape in that one. But he stands third because I like the freshness in his carcass. I like his handle also. I thought he was extremely good on his handle and how he ties in. He gets a little bit more upright right there into that loin. How I want him. We can transition down. He gets a little steeper in his hip. But boy, that's a really nice shoe, how she settles right there down on her back feet. Very nice, very proportioned for a longer stride, a longer, bigger one on the side. Still a very good one sitting third. Congratulations to him. Young lady, I thought she was in the mix for the top three. This one, just gets a little bit more looser for me into her handle. I wish she was just a little bit more stouter, made right there onto the top side, right there in between her rib and her cage on the top side. Like I said, she just gets a little bit more flatter for me. She comes out in her chest just ever so slightly. She bowls up to just a little bit more right there into that shoulder blade. But boy, you talk about a good deep trim. I like her for that point too. I think she had an adequate amount of loin to compete into the top three. We just needed more power and shape right there. She loses it on the freshness of the handle. When I felt on her, got a little bit more spongier right there onto that front of that rib cage, but still a very good, nice one, good footed one. I like the bone. I like the structure in that one also. That's a good one. Young man comes in with a good, nice, flashy one. Boy, I love that one from the shape of that one, how that one's designed. We just needed more goat to compete into this. I love the handle. Kind of remind me of the third place one also. That's that one when you get the handle and muscle over the loin and the shape of that one. Boy, just really, really good. I just thought we needed more right there behind the blade shape. Power that one up ever so slightly right there on the top side of him, but still a very good constructed goat in his own right. Young lady's going to round out the class just more with a more softer handling one. I thought this one just needed to power up just ever so slightly. And when I put my hands on this one, it's a little bit more looser and finished than what I like. We just got to firm that one up to the body cavity, into the rib cage, but still had some loin, had some shape into that loin, just a little bit more softer texture than what I like, but it's still a very nice one to round out the class. Congratulations to those exhibitors. Nice class.
Our class results for the GOAT middleweight class is first place, Anaya McDowell, Eisenhower FFA. Second place, Alexis Garcia, MacArthur FFA. Third place, Chase Thibodeau, Eisenhower FFA. Fourth place, Jasmine Perchado, MacArthur FFA. Fifth place, Daniel Cotterington, MacArthur FFA. And sixth place, Keisha Garcia from Aldine FFA.
Class 3 heavyweight on the goats, we need Denise Balderas Davis, Amari Kane Eisenhower, Aaliyah Garcia MacArthur, Melina Palma Aldine, and Monica San Miguel from Aldine to line up at this time. Once again, we need Denise Balderas, Amari Kane, Aaliyah Garcia, Melina Palma, and Monica San Miguel to come to the lineup, please. Second call.
Attention in the show arena. If you have not purchased your Aldine Optimist Club tickets for our Aldine Optimist Club raffle on tomorrow evening, please see Mr. Devereaux from the Nimitz FFA chapter.
All right, so for our placing of middleweight class,
Coming into our ring for our goat heavyweight, we have Denise Balderas Davis, FFA, Amari Kane, Eisenhower FFA, Aaliyah Garcia, MacArthur FFA, Melina Palma from Aldine FFA, and Monica San Miguel from Aldine FFA. Let's give them a round of applause as they walk into the ring.
Our grand champion for middle was Aaliyah McDowell. Second place was Alexis Garcia from MacArthur, and third place was Chase Thibodeau from Eisenhower. That's for our middleweight class. In our lightweight, first place was Julian Aguilera, second place was Giselle Quintanilla, and third place was Melina Aranda. And so now we have our heavyweight coming in. Our heaviest is at 96 pounds. And as we were talking before, we have Miss Ashley here, who was a former student and former goat exhibitor. And so, Ashley, looking back, do you miss being in the show arena?
Yes, I really do. I wish I started earlier. I love the opportunity to just go up there and show my little creation.
Right. And you just showed your senior year and you showed a goat, correct?
Yes.
Yes. And did you make auction?
Yes.
You did. So that was a great experience.
Yeah.
How has showing and being in FFA kind of worked in your favor now in your adult life, post-graduation, post-high school?
I mean, it hasn't really influenced that much in my adult years, but I love that I had the chance to raise a little goat, and I feel like I really needed to do something and prove myself that I could do something great.
So it makes you kind of be motivated to
Yeah.
doing something more, which is great. And I think that's a shared experience among FFA members and show exhibitors. So here we see them bracing their animals while the judge looks again at that muscle tone.
I got some questions for you too. You raised a goat last year, right? Or was it them? Yes, ma'am. Can you tell us a little bit more about your project, such as your everyday, day-to-day in the barn?
Every day in the morning, my mom would go and feed her, sometimes clean it, while I would be at
Attention all exhibitors and visitors. Please remember to acknowledge our college and university tables in the front corridor. The Sam Houston University table has just arrived, so if you would like to speak or have interest in Sam Houston, please go and talk with them now.
forward, and then I made her run all the way back so she could build up all that muscle with running. And I did did it with her. She loved following me around, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
Created a little bond together over time.
And did you have a name for her?
Yeah, her name was Jennifer, after Miss G.
No, it's very good to hear. And you said that FFA doesn't really have an impact right now in your everyday day-to-day life, but just being back here, seeing all the other students and watching them raise their animals, do you feel like you have any experience you could pass on to them from your, I mean, you said you made auction last year. You were, well, what place did you place?
I got third.
Third place. And you said that was the only year you did it?
Yeah, that was my first year.
So what would you tell the people that are showing right now? What advice would you give the students, the present students?
I mean, for me, I feel like it's important to get them more muscular. Because I remember the goat that got first was very muscular. You see the muscle puppy even without the ice bath.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like if they had more muscle, then they would have less of a problem with knocking.
Yes, ma'am. And what weight class was your goat?
I think it was middle.
Middle class. Do you remember how much by any chance it weighed?
Oh, no. Maybe I have it in my notes.
But it was pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a little medium.
And can you tell me what brought you back to the Livestock show? Do you have any classmates from the previous years here shown today?
Yeah, I have. I remember like 3 of them, which is Monica and the other girl. I forgot her name. I'm not good.
Y'all are from Ike?
From Aldine.
From Aldine. Oh, so I graduated from Aldine too. 5 years ago, Miss G was I was her first class, and she was my advisor. And so was Mr. Reese and Mr. Branford, who is not with Aldine anymore, but he's still supporting us over here. Let me see. So you said you're from Aldine, so Melina and Monica. And have you had a chance to talk to them before they got into the ring? Any interaction today before? Any advice given?
No, not really. I didn't get the chance to really talk to them about the animals.
Well, we look forward to having you here the next couple years too.
Really nice and exciting heavyweight class here, and some variety and give or take, but still really good quality throughout these 5 in this class. I'll talk these 3. They kind of sorted themselves just on the shape and texture of muscle and how these felt right over their rib and that true muscle down to the loin and how they transitioned really well on good feet, bone, and legs. Liked them for that standpoint. I'll tell you, when you get into this heavyweight class, they've got a little bit more condition and some of them are a little bit more tighter hide than the other, but still have good muscle quality, and that's what one of the standpoints we always got to go by is making sure that these things have good muscle on that carcass, and then how that is just transitions into that power, we call it, into muscle. And so there's one I'm out here I really like. I thought this one was really good on the handle. Kind of gave the young lady a fit on getting that one set and get that one going, but when she did a great job. Young lady here at the end, she's going to win your class. Congratulations to her. Very nice and good proportioned ewe on this one, and just so really good on her rib and her cage. I like her loin. I like her shape. Like I said, when she gets her set up, boy, just really good. A lot of power, a lot of muscle goes in that, but she ties in a little bit better and very nice over her top. Next one right here is going to be this paint. Congratulations to do. I thought it was very close. One thing is this one just, on the size of this one, we just got to have more shape down to that lower leg. I like the bone. I like the structure on this one. And this one just gets a little bit more rigid for me over the top. As you can see, we got to relax that spine. I think, boy, if that spine was in check, this one would have won the class for fun. But, boy, we just got to level him out ever so slightly. on the top of that loin. But boy, you talk about a muscle, a really good one, big boned one, good featured one. I like the rib and the cage in that one and how that one transitioned very, very well. Like I said, we just got to relax that spine. We got to level that one out ever so slightly, because what happens is when that one arches his top just ever so slightly, it takes away from his hip and his shape, and it makes him too steep in his hip. Then he loses muscle on his leg also. But boy, the one that probably handled the most right there, you got him right there. Very, very nice one. A good one on the handle, like I said, good and deep rib. Young lady's going to come in next and third, of maybe the smaller one of the bunch. But I'll tell you one thing, if this one just had a little bit more handle, was just a little bit more spongier for me, I wish the handle was just a little bit more better when I put my hands on that one's cage and on that one's rack. Boy, it just didn't disappoint you at all. I like the muscle, like the texture of that one. We just got to harden that one up. Good feet, bone, and legs. Like that one, how that one transitioned on the structure and how that one walked. Maybe got just a little bit off on those back two legs just ever so slightly when we asked that one to go, kind of being picky on that one. But still, that is a really nice one, good, deep, hard one. Like I said, we just got to have a little bit more firmer muscle, a little bit more firmer into that handle, but still a good muscle one all the way down. Transitions really well down to the twist of that leg. Once comes in next. Very, very nice one. I thought this one got into the mix. She's got too plain for me. On the size, we talk about this one, how this one just goes down to the lower quarter of the leg. We got to have more power and shape in that one. I liked how that one just transitioned down to his rib and to his cage. Just got too plain for me into the loin. We got to power that one up ever so solidly. But boy, you talk about a good, nice, balanced one. Love that one from the rib. I like that one in its heart girth and how that one transitioned to shoulder to blade to link. Like the front end on that one very well. Very nice one and very well exhibited. Also, just kind of one to want to walk just a little bit for her. Boy, then the one that rounds out the class just gets a little bit more plainer for me, but boy, the design of this one is truly there. Just gets a little bit more longer and strided and a little bit more upsided, I would say. We just got to transition that down with more muscle and shape, like the rib. I like how that one transitions down to his flank, but we just got to have more power of the loin, gets to a little bit more steeper in the hip, and then we lose some natural leg, like natural texture of that muscle. We got to have more of it there, but still a very nice one to round out the class. Congratulations to the exhibitors. You bet.
The results for our GOAT heavyweight class is first place, Aaliyah Garcia, MacArthur FFA. Second place, Amiri Kane from Eisenhower FFA. Third place, Denise Baldares from Davis FFA. Fourth place, Melina Palmer from Aldine FFA. Fifth place, Monica San Miguel from Aldine FFA. This is the first call for all first place class winners.
All second place from each class, please be on standby.
Our first place class winners are Aaliyah Garcia, Anaya McDowell, and Julian Aguilar. Please return to the showroom.
Alrighty, all second place, please make your way to the lineup. That is Amari Kane, Alexis Garcia, and Giselle Quintanilla. Please make your way to the lineup, please.
Our class sponsor for today's Market Goat Show is Guillermo and Maria Flores. Please give them a round of applause. If we have Guillermo or Maria Flores here, please come to the announcers table at this time. All spectators, visitors, and parents who are not exhibiting right now, please get off of the rail and go sit in the stands. All spectators, parents, and exhibitors, please get off of the rail and go sit in the stands.
Second call for all second place goats from each class. Once again, we need all second place from each class. That is Amari Kane, Alexis Garcia, and Giselle Quintanilla. Please make your way to the lineup. Third call for Amari Kane. Please make your way to the lineup, please. Coming into the ring for our champion drive, we have our class winners from our lightweight. Julian Aguilera from Aldine. From the middleweight, Nia McDowell from Eisenhower, and Aaliyah Garcia from MacArthur. Please give them a round of applause as we walk in for the champion drive. Second place walking in from our lightweight is Giselle Quintanilla. From our middleweight, Alexis Garcia, and from our heavyweight, Amari Kane. Please give them a round of applause as they walk in the ring for the grand drive.
So what we are doing now is having our first and second place come back from each class. And what the judge is looking for now is the best overall to rank them for auction. Again, the first place for goat lightweight was Julian Aguilera. First place for goat middleweight is Nia McDowell from Ike. And goat heavyweight, first place is Aaliyah Garcia. For second place in lightweight, it's Giselle Quintanilla from Nimitz. For middleweight, second place, Alexis Garcia from MacArthur. And from goat heavyweight, it is Amari Kane from Ike.
Let's give these exhibitors a round of applause, because I always tell people, you know, and I have I wouldn't say the luxury, I have the opportunity to go and judge many states and further my career in livestock judging, and it's awesome. And you know, I actually many years ago I just started when I was just a young ag teacher at Clear Creek High School, and got the opportunity to come over here and judge one time, and maybe didn't know much about, you know, hey, I was on a competitive team, but it's a little different too when you get in the ring with good exhibitors, and you know, they've worked hard, and you know, sometimes we don't know how much work that we put into these animals, and I'll truly tell you that y'all did a great job, because these things are the animals are very nice. They're conditioned right. They're shown really well. Y'all did a great job on that also. And so sometimes we lose thought about how much time that we put into it. And so when I'm judging, when I was younger, I wanted to learn, and I wanted to keep going forward in my judging career also, and being an ag teacher, and try to be a successful ag teacher at that. And so, you know, I always, when I get into the ring, I think of my own kids, my own FFA kids also, about how much time and effort, and you only get, 20 minutes or 15 minutes in the ring and in your class. But to come out and to exhibit your animal and win your class or be second, that's what you work for. I'm not going to lie about anything, because that's why we work for this. And we work for our champion drive. How big your show is or how small your show is. I've judged 650 pigs one time in California. It doesn't matter the size. It just makes sure that you work hard, you've done well, and you exhibited well also, and you took the time and gave some time and effort into your project, and listened to your ag teacher and what they say. And so, hey, y'all are winners. Everybody was a winner in this goat show this evening. Y'all did an awesome job on getting these things presented. Very, very nice. Let's give them one more round of applause, because I'm fired up. I'm very excited about these champions out here. I'm not going to lie. And boy, it got pretty close out here. And I talked about rib, and I talked about shape and handle. And when I put my hands on this one was just so good in his loin, and just very, very nice in power and shape down to that rib, and how that one transitioned down to that body cavity. The young lady right here in front of me is going to be your champion. Congratulations. You bet. Go ahead and pull that one. You can pull out. We got that one in contention, and boy, that's very nice. That one just doesn't disappoint you at all. And I talked about how much the handle this one had. I just wish it was a little bit more harder right there when we talk about a spine and shape on that one. You got it all day long. I'm not going to lie. I love the rib and how that one transitions down to the feet and the bone and the leg where it also. Very, very nice. Heavyweight, very nice. I love the handle on that one. Just maybe wish we had listed a little bit more right down to the lower quarter of that body to that cavity wall, and how that one transitioned into his muscle pattern to his leg. But still, very nice, good profile, balanced one, big-footed one, like that from that standpoint. We get to this lightweight too. Boy, I think that's a good one in rib and shape, and how that one is very good on his loin. We lose maybe just a little bit when we talk about a width of base right there down the lower portion of that muscle, and how she tied in. If we could just power that one up just ever so slightly. But boy, the handle on that one is extremely good. I thought these were all close in contention for being reserved. Your lightweight's going to be reserved. Congratulations. You bet. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job, Sean. Yes, sir. Thank you. Good job, Sean. Next third overall is going to be a young lady right here in front of me. Congratulations. Young lady with the heavyweight's going to be next. Congratulations to her. The big painted goat's going to be next. Congratulations. This young lady will be next. Congratulations also in the middleweight.
Daniel Coddington, please report to the show arena. Daniel Coddington, please report to the show arena.
And we are down to our final goats replacement. And I have with me here Ariel. What's your last name?
Rodriguez.
And she's a former student of the FFA. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing real good.
And I heard you raise lambs?
Lambs, yeah, turkeys and lambs.
Turkeys and lambs. So when did you graduate?
I graduated last year.
Last year.
In May, yeah.
Okay. What school did you go to?
Eisenhower. I went to Eisenhower.
Crap. And did you place any animals for auction?
Yes, I did. I placed my lamb.
Really?
Lamb in auction.
And what made you come back to this?
To support the, definitely for the memories, but definitely also to support the lower classmen.
Oh, and it looks like that was the final placement.
I believe so.
So, did you have any classmates showing today?
Yes, I did. I had a couple.
All goat exhibitors that would like to do the goat showmanship, excluding the grand and reserve champions, please line up at the show arena now. Again, all goat showmen who are interested in doing the showmanship, excluding the grand and reserve champion, please line up now.
Once again, goat showmanship, start lining up. Immediately following goat showmanship will be our lamb show. So lamb exhibitors, please start thinking about it. Once again, market lamb show will be starting right after goat showmanship. For goat showmanship, everyone is eligible to participate except the grand and reserve grand champion. So once again, for goat showmanship, reserve grand and grand champion are not eligible to participate. Everybody else, you are eligible to participate if you want to go for showmanship.
We're moving on to our showmanship part of the goat selection. And like I said earlier, this is going back to how that goat is built, but also the way the exhibitor moves that goat around. You won't see the movement of all that meat and bone. So you said you had friends showing off today. Do you know of any that made it up to auction so far?
So far, yeah, we've had a couple made it to auction so far.
And by any chance, have you had a chance to visit the barn while they had their animals they're raising throughout the year?
I visit once. I have.
And can you tell me, is there like any experience or wisdom you want to pass on to these current students that you wish you would have had to build on later on?
I want to say definitely train your animal as hard as you can, and definitely research. Because more
Last call for goat showmanship. Last call for goat showmanship. Attention in the barn. All exhibitors, please make your way to the bleachers. We have no exhibitors standing around at the edge of the arena. Please make your way to the bleachers. Also, only exhibitors should be in the back near the pens. Everyone else, please make your way to the bleachers. Again, all spectators, please make your way to the bleachers. All spectators, please make your way to the bleachers. We will not be standing around the show arena.
So going back to what I was saying, have you had a chance to pass any of that wisdom on today?
Today, I actually have to a couple of classmates that I've seen today. I'm here taking pictures of them and stuff, so.
Yeah. And can you tell me about the day-to-day that you had with your project back in the day? What was her name?
Sorry, say that.
Did you have a name for your project?
Yes. Her name was Maple.
Maple. And can you tell me the day-to-day you had with your project and how you use that experience to pass it on to them?
Definitely when I was at the barn training my animal, they kind of...
Your results from your goat show: in 7th place, Jasmine Pichardo from MacArthur FFA. 6th, Chase DeBro from Mike FFA. 5th, Amari Kane from Eisenhower FFA. 4th is Aaliyah Garcia from MacArthur FFA. 3rd place, Alex Garcia from MacArthur FFA. Your 2nd place and reserve grand champion is Julian Aguilera from Aldine, and your grand champion is Aniam McDowell from Eisenhower FFA. Let's give him a round of applause, please.
Like we were saying?
Definitely when I was at the barn training my animal, they'd always come to me and ask me for advice for when they get the same animal as next year. So I kind of just teach them things along the way as when I was training my animal.
And can you tell us about what your feeding was, how your training went? Basically, can you run me through anything you did to improve on your showmanship?
Definitely research the different types of food, and definitely any supplements that you can add to the feed. As far as training, I mean, I was training at the barn for at least a good 3-4 hours or so.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. Definitely practice bracing the animal, definitely run it, and things like that.
And you raising your animal, making an auction, and then also being a part of the FFA, how does that help you now after your high school years? You're in college right now?
Mm-hmm.
And how has that helped you now, career-wise and school-wise?
It's definitely helped me grow in certain aspects. Also grow with being more open and talkative, because I'm more of a shy to myself person.
Mm-hmm.
So this has helped me open up more.
Yes, ma'am. And what are you currently studying in college?
Business right now.
Business.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best kind of business, yep.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about coming back later on as maybe a teacher or an advisor for Aldine FFA?
I've actually thought about it, yeah. It is very, I do have an interest in coming back as one.
Yes, ma'am. Just a quick update on what's going on.
Our class sponsor for today's Market Goat Showmanship is Caldwell Companies. Please give them a round of applause.
It's a quick update on what is going on. Judge is currently looking for best showmanship. And like I said, that ties to that movement and build up your goat along with how the exhibitor handles them. All right, now back to this. Trying to think of more questions I have. And like you said, you were here just to help out old friends you had from previous years. Can we expect to see you back here years from now, later on, whenever all your friends have left the school and then you're still coming back for FFA just to give support to all the other students?
Yes, definitely. I want to come back continuously in the future for as long as I can to support future Eisenhower showers from other schools as well, and also teachers.
Have you ever thought about sponsoring an animal?
I actually have not, but I think sometime in the future I will probably give more thought into that.
Yes, ma'am. No, but we look forward to having you here the next couple of years. Like I said, it's always good to come back and give back to everybody that's always been so interested in FFA.
Yeah.
Like I said, I graduated 4 years ago and I'm still coming back. Now as a buyer rather than a student.
Yeah.
So it's always good to be on the other side of the gate.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, I'll tell you one thing. I got excited out here with the showmanship because, boy, I saw some of these exhibitors in class, and I said, man, they're going to put the throttle on when they come out for showmanship, and they did. And so, boy, very, very pleasing. And we talk about showmanship. We talk about feet placement. We talk about how you're going to look at the judge. You know, don't be bashful because somebody you don't know because I'm the judge. You know, you're always going to need to feel at home inside the show ring. And that's what I always tell kids, because you worked hard. You only got so much hours and time that, you know, get into the show ring, and minutes in the show ring, not hours, but minutes. And so make sure that time is valuable, and you always do your best. Whether that animal's acting up or not, some of these exhibitors did a very good job. Their animal just maybe wasn't in place right. It was moving too much, and so sometimes that deciphered my line between 1 and 2. I like these out here. These are my top 5. I thought they did a great job on just eye placement, getting those things posted up with their feet and right. And we have to have a natural look when we talk about showing animals, because we want them to look good. We want them to make sure that they possess that quality of muscle and how we upright their head and in our core of our body. Very, very nice. And that's what makes a great showman. Hopefully you can see that they possess some of those qualities in the ring. We talk about moving them around, making sure that you do watch the judge, and some of them just lost a little bit more eye contact. And so I have to decipher into my equation of showmanship, hey, which one did the best job? There was one of them out here that did an excellent job having that one upright, having that one positioned right, having those feet set up right. We talk about feet set up, that we want to make sure that they're square made on the bottom of their body cavity, and then they're upright. The young lady right here in the bow is going to be your champion. Congratulations to her. I thought it got really close out here between 2 of them. They did an excellent job. It'd be the 2 young men right here in the middle. It was just which one had a little bit more eye contact. Told them, you know, you're being taller, you know, use that halter to your advantage, because sometimes he wanted to just crouch a little bit. Told young man right there, you know, maybe some eye contact. But boy, y'all do a great job. I liked how y'all set up those feet. Young man right here in front of me is going to be win. Congratulations, he'll be second. Third, very close. You did a great job also. Let's give these exhibitors a round of applause in our goat division. They did a great job. No doubt, like I said, quality and good showman on those halters also. Congratulations to each exhibitor.
Your champion showman is Melina Aranda from Nimitz FFA. Your reserve champion goat showman is Chase Thibodeau from Eisenhower FFA. Let's give these two exhibitors a round of applause. And attention in the lamb ring. Please make your way to the lineup. Class 1 lamb lightweight. Leslie Castillo from Aldine. Jared Thomas from Eisenhower. Judith Sosa from Aldine. Miguel Torres from Aldine. Vanessa Rodriguez from Aldine. And Victoria Fuentes. Please make your way in the lineup with your lamb at this time.
Are we going straight into it, or is there a break?
And for our goat showmanship, and I'll give you all the results here in a second, but we are now moving on to our lightweight sheep. And we actually have 6 placing for lightweight sheep. It's going to be Leslie Castillo from Aldine, Jared
Second
Thomas
call
from
for our first class lamb lightweight. To make your way to the lineup, please.
Jared Thomas from Ike, Judith Sosa from
Walking to
Aldine.
the ring in our lamb lightweight class is Leslie Castillo from Aldine, Jared Thomas from Eisenhower, Judith Sosa from Aldine, Miguel Torres from Aldine, Vanessa Rodriguez from Aldine, and Victoria Fuentes from MacArthur. Let's give these exhibitors a round of applause as they walk into the ring here.
So, can you tell me a little bit about what the judge usually looks for with lambs? And what the previous judge, whenever you were here, what set you apart from all the other ones?
Definitely the fat to muscle ratio. When you're looking at lambs, from what the judge was looking at for mine is, it's more of, how do I put it? It's kind of like you're looking at a rectangle, and you kind of want to fit the lamb with the fat and the muscle into that rectangle shape. So that's pretty much, you don't want their chest to be like, how do I say it? Like maybe not
full
enough, or things like that, especially with their hind legs. Definitely the muscle in the back legs as well.
Yes,
when they're bracing that, is what pops out the most to the judge, and that's what he's looking at right now.
And I see that they're all shaved before show, except for their legs. What's the purpose of shaving them like that?
Shaving them gets when they have wool on them, you can't really see that muscle definition.
Once again, if you are not an exhibitor, you must get off the railing off of the show ring, please.
You definitely want to see more of that muscle and fat on them. So that's why they shave down the wool, to make sure you're able to see everything. As far as the legs, it's more of just to make them look pretty. So before show, you want to you want to brush out their legs and make it look more fluffier.
And I noticed they pick them up by their necks like that too. What does that do for like the muscle? Does it like show it off more? Does it give it more definition?
Honestly, I didn't really see much when I tried to show like that. It's just a different preferred way of showing. Most people don't like showing like that, but some people find it easier just to show with carrying them off the floor a bit.
Yes, ma'am. And I see here that they're way heavier than the goats, and we only have 2 classes. I don't know if we have a third.
Doesn't look like it.
No. Would you say that lambs are a little bit more stubborn-headed than than goats?
Oh yes. I wouldn't say they all have their unique characteristics, but from my experience, my lambs were always very, very stubborn. Very stubborn.
And how does that play in with your showmanship? I see that they don't have like rings around its head to hold it still. They just do it based off what they can grab with their hands.
Yeah.
How does that play into the showmanship part?
Well, for showmanship, it's all about how well you have control over your animal. So, there's some times where, like for the last show, there was like a lamb who got loose and started running.
Yeah.
And just earlier, there was a goat that got loose. But, yeah, for showmanship, it's all about the control you have over your animal and showing it.
Yes, ma'am. And I see he's feeling all over its back like that. What is he mostly feeling for right there? Is he feeling more for fat, more for muscle?
For that muscle on the top of the spine.
Okay.
Right there. For my first year lamb, since I was very new to it, when I did choose my lamb at selection, I didn't find out till later when I braced her back kind of broke into a different angle. So she kind of had that curved C shape. So more about how straight and muscle-wise up there.
So what would the ideal lamb be? Would it be more fat on the muscle or just a way lean animal?
No, it's kind of, honestly, it's kind of a perfect balance between, I was looking at last year, the first grand champ. Her lamb looked amazing.
Attention in the barn as we're watching the lamb show. I want to remind attention in the barn, all exhibitors, we do have a mandatory cell meeting for everyone who showed in the livestock show tomorrow at 9 a.m. Reminder, mandatory meeting for everyone that showed up in the livestock show, 9 a.m. in the morning in the bleachers. Thank you.
Yeah, he separates them from the.
Is your reading?
Yeah.
Mine isn't. All right.
From the top 3 that he thinks are better than kind of the ones that are more in the back. I believe it's the same judge from last year.
Yeah, if I'm not wrong, we switch them out every 2 years.
Really nice class of first class, kind of light mediums out here weight, and really good ones in their own right. And boy, these 3 right here, I thought they just had exceptionally good top and shape. And I talk about freshness of carcass also when you put that into the equation. Really, really nice one. But there's an outlier in here, and we say outlier because this full of muscle and shape and rib, and how that one just transitions down to flank and quarter. Very, very nice. Young man here on the end with the U's going to win. Congratulations. I think they're all U's. Super good one. Boy, yeah, maybe she gets a little bit more shorter in her neck. She's not upright. But when you're packing that much power and muscle, you're going to give her take on these animals. And when we ask her to go, maybe she comes in just ever so slightly on those back 2 legs. On the heel, I just like to get her a little bit more harder right there and make her just walk just a little bit better on those 2 back legs. But boy, being picky on a good class winner. But like I said, she's got true shape. She's got volume of muscle and how that just ties into her. And her handle is extremely good. Very, very nice. I think it gets really close between number 2 and number 3 out here. I think the handle is very good in the shape of muscle. I thought one of them just had a little bit more power right there down to the back of that hind side on how that leg ties in down to that twist, but extremely, extremely good on the handle. Young man's going to be next. Congratulations, and he'll be second. Very, very good one. We can say this one might just get a little bit more harder made than what I like right there down to that loin, but it's good. So much true power and shape in that one is just awesome right there. He's probably the coolest one upright too. We talk about shoulder and blade and length and width and how he ties into his neck. That's a really nice one. He just gets out on his hind saddle ever so slightly. Got to balance that one up. The next one in third, very good young lady. That's a very nice one. Boy, you put your hands on him. His handle is very good. He's good to the touch. I thought that was very close between number 2 and number 3. This one is extremely good on where we talk about muscle and texture of loin, but so much power and shape. But when we get down to his twist down to the lower portion of his leg, we need to power that one. We need to power her up ever so slightly. She gets out maybe just a little bit more in her brisket than what I like, but still a very cool one when we talk about a shape of neck and head and jaw and how that one is just extremely good and how that one ties in behind the blade set. A very nice one, very good competitive in 1, 2, and 3. Young lady comes in with one. Boy, this ewe is a really good one too. I thought this one was in the mix all day long, but boy, this is probably the widest topped one in the class. But boy, when you get your hands on her, she just kind of disappoints. She gets a little bit more spongier for me. We got to just get that one a little bit more harder into the core of her body and her rib cage. But boy, has so much depth of rib cage, but we just get too soft on her. I love her muscle, I love her pattern, I love her bone shape and work and how she's constructed up from the ground. Very nice one sitting in fourth. Comes into the next one, fifth. This is a really good one. This is a lot more longer sided one, I thought, a little bit more higher in the flank, but still extremely good. Can see this one fed really good for the young lady. I like this one, how he balances out. She balances out over her top and her loin. And just, we just lose a little bit more power. And as I say power over the top of the blades, we just got to widen that one up ever so slightly. I thought when that had extremely amount of good loin and how that texture of that muscle came down, we just lost a little bit more leg. Got to power that one up. The really cool one we round out with the class is a very nice shoe. I thought this one was probably the biggest structure, the biggest bone one of the class, but still the most juvenile one in the class. We got to get that one just a little bit more, I'd say, upright in the power and how that one transitions down to the loin. But boy, I love the angles of that one. I love the chest floor, and I love how that one ties into the neck. We just got to get that one on more time. That was probably more the greenest one right there into the bunch. But boy, the design of that one's very good, and there is some muscle in their shape, but we just needed more into the class to compete with the counterparts, but still a nice one to round out the class. Congratulations to those exhibitors.
Class 2 heavyweight lambs, make your way to the lineup. Robert Allen, Eisenhower, Ugo Campa, MacArthur, Anthony Gomez, MacArthur, Jackson Dodd Nimitz, and Brayshawn Oliphant from Eisenhower. Please make your way to the lineup at this time. And your placings from the last class: in first place, Miguel Torres, Aldine FFA. Second place, Jared Thomas from Eisenhower FFA. Third place, Vanessa Rodriguez from Aldine FFA. Fourth place, Victoria Fuentes from MacArthur FFA. And fifth place, Judith Sosa from Aldine FFA. And sixth place, Leslie Castillo from Aldine FFA. Please give these exhibitors a round of applause.
We are now moving on to our lamb heavyweights. And just to reiterate, that is Robert Allen from Ike.
Walking into the ring, we have Robert Allen from Eisenhower FFA, Ugo Campa Jr. from MacArthur FFA, Anthony Gomez from MacArthur FFA,
Jackson Dodd from Nimitz FFA, and Brayshawn Oliphant from Eisenhower FFA. Let's give them a round of applause as they walk into the ring at this time.
So when we move on to heavyweight, what is the judge focusing more on here than rather than in the lightweight class? What is more to his eyes right now?
I want to say honestly, it's kind of about the same. He's looking about the same, but I want to say definitely since they're more heavyweight, they're gonna have more meat on them.
Yeah.
So he wants to look out for the equalness of the muscle between their weight.
Yeah, because you can see the difference in weight. It doesn't. You can't see it on paper, but in person, it's there.
Yeah. Looking out for the nice shape on them too.
Yeah. So I know I asked earlier about him feeling running back, but I also see that he pushes down on the hips. Why does he do that?
Again, just it's different places that have different muscles or different meat areas. Looking for the fullness of the meat or any muscle that he's feeling for.
Let's see. Do you, by any chance, remember what they told you needed to improve on last year? What were the key features of your lamb that he did like and the ones that he told you that you needed to improve on?
I want to say definitely she was missing some fullness in some parts, so that would go with the way that I fed my animal. And so yeah, just any supplements that I can incorporate in my feed and to get that fullness.
Yes, ma'am. And do you see the same issues with these lambs out there right now, or because they look really juicy to me?
No, yeah. They got some pretty good lambs out here. But there's definitely some that you can tell from the others just a bit, especially shape-wise.
And I think we're going to bring in a current student that placed for the pig auction yesterday. Here in a second. So we're back with another student. This is Leida Aponte. She is an exhibitor for the pig show yesterday, and she actually placed for auction. Can you tell us a little bit about your project?
I have a 285-pound swine. He is a gilt, and he's a pretty big sized pig. He made heavyweight. So.
Can you tell us what position you placed for auction?
For auction, he placed 5th overall.
5th overall?
Yes.
And what do you think got you to that point? What kind of training, feeding, even as far as what you gave him to drink, how do you think that played into you making that role? I
feel like it played like a big role to it because no matter like, it's kind of like a child. Like you have to treat them like a child, basically. So you can't.
Really nice and an exciting class. I'm gonna tell you one thing. These 5 out here, they can compete in a lot of different avenues. Also, just not at your local FFA show. I'll tell you one thing. These are some really good ewes. I'm not gonna lie. Very good and good quality at that also. Y'all did extremely good. And I talk about handle and I talk about, how these things are fit right, because sometimes we can get them just a little bit more juicier than what you like as heavyweights. And so their touch is right. That means y'all been exercising them right. They fed good. They look good. They got some size. They got some shape to them. Very, very nice and well presented. All 5 young men out here, but very, very good. And y'all did a super job on getting these exhibit. I'll tell you one thing. Like I said, I get to travel a lot and judge all over the United States now. And I was in Idaho State Fair. I judged the Idaho State Fair, Eastern Idaho State Fair, and had a class just like this in my top 5. And so they reminded me of that class. And I was like, man, this is kind of crazy that these remind me of a class that I judged at a state fair at that. So hey, the quality is here, no doubt. Ag teachers, y'all did a great job getting these things right. I'm going to tell you one thing. This is not an easy decision because the 2 over here are extremely good also. The one that I chose to elect to win this class, it to me just had the power and the shape, and then we talk about blend, and there's a lot of things that can go into the equation of making sure. We talk about hind saddle, how that one just settles really well, and we talk about muscle and shape and pattern, and you have to put all that into the equation of making a really nice, good show sheep. There's one of them out here, I extremely good on just muscle and texture and how that one felt, and when I put my hands on it, just didn't disappoint you on the rib and the cage, and how that one transitioned into neck. Young man on the far end is going to be your class champion. Congratulations. We get to evaluate this ewe, and boy, she's just really good, and how she's presented on all 4 feet, and how her structure and design, very, very nice. And I said, man, I was anxious to put my hands on this one because, boy, it did not disappoint me. She's just right there. 12 o'clock is what we call in the livestock industry of being, firm to the touch and having good muscle, like I said, and good texture. How she ties into her blade and set, got some elevation of neck. Very, very cool. These 2, boy, man, number 2 and number 3, they're just so close together on, which one I had to elect. Just add a little bit more shape and rib, but just maybe disappointed me just a tad bit right there down to the loin. Thought that one could be just a tad bit more stronger, got a little bit more looser right there into that loin, but still a big old set. Very, very nice, big, good rib cage. I like that one, how that one just tied in. Maybe, we talk about muscle and shape on these into the front end. Still we're at a really good shape right there down to that breastplate, and how that one transitioned really nice. Young man right here in front of me is going to be second. Congratulations. Coming in third, that's a cool looking one, no doubt about it. It's chiseled, it's good. And we have to decipher between just power and beauty. And so this one would win the beauty class of the class, because that one's a very nice looking ewe. Boy, that one balances up super good. I like how that one just handled over its rib and over its cape. Maybe not as deep as rib as the other ones, but like I said, when we talk about livestock judging, that one is a true good one in the structure and the design and how that one is put together. And I said, man, I just got to kind of go with power and keep 2 of them that are very similar in their kind, so I elected to go with those 2 in front of that one. But boy, that is a super good one in third place also. Very, very nice ewe. We get over here in fourth, and like I said, this class was so deep. A young man coming here with fourth, that's a really good one. He might just get right out up to his shoulders a little bit. Got to tie that one in just ever so slightly. And we talk about blade and shape. Gets a little bit more harder than what I like, and just gets unproportional. I wish I would just balance him out in his blade just ever so slightly. But we talk about mid-rib. We talk about loin and shape and how that one transitions down to the twist of that leg. Love the design of that one. Just wish I could fix that front end just ever so slightly and give that one just a little bit more power right there down to the shoulder blades. We round out the class with an extremely good one, also kind of one that kind of mirrored my second place one right over here. But this one just loses too much handle for me. We just got to get that one just a little bit more firmer right there into that loin, and how that one balances out down to his hind saddle. We got to get that one just a little bit, tad bit more level. About that one just lost a little bit more balance. But you talk about extremely good one over muscle and texture. You got one there that rounds out the class. That was a really good class. Congratulations to all those exhibitors.
First and second place from Class 1 lightweight, we need Miguel Torres and Jared Thomas to make your way to the lineup at this time. And your results from that last class are: in first place, Robert Allen from Eisenhower FFA. Second place, Brayshawn Oliphant from Eisenhower FFA. And third place, Hugo Campa Jr. from MacArthur FFA. And fourth place, Jackson Dodd from Nimitz FFA. And in fifth place, Anthony Gomez from MacArthur FFA. Congratulations to all. Coming in, we got our class winners from the first class: Miguel Torres from Aldine FFA and Robert Allen from Eisenhower FFA. In second place, from our lightweight, we have Jared Thomas from Eisenhower FFA and Brayshawn Oliphant from Eisenhower FFA. Let's give him a round of applause as they walk in for the grand drive.
Our class sponsor for today's Market Lamb Show is Jenny and Brandon Hawkins. Please give them a round of applause. Can we have Jenny and Brandon Hawkins come to the announce table at this time?
All right, like you were saying, how has your project helped you? Basically deciding career and education-wise, what are you gonna do after high school?
I feel like it has helped me with a lot of patience, management, and it just teaches you many skills that you will need like for your future life, like you want to say. Yeah. So it's taught me a lot, and well, after I graduate, I am planning on going to college, so I'll be kind of experiencing this, like, and knowing what I'm gonna do with my life after I graduate high school.
Do you plan on coming back to Aldine as a teacher and an advisor, administrator later on in your life?
I've been thinking about it actually. Like me seeing, because this year, you know, we didn't have an ag teacher for Big Davis. So me seeing this and how some of the students struggle not knowing what to do or like all that stuff, I feel like it kind of motivated me in a way on wanting to be an ag teacher in the future.
So you said y'all didn't have an ag teacher this year.
No.
With that challenge in mind, how did y'all, because I know a lot of y'all made an auction from Davis.
Really nice, like I said, in the classes, good quality and very well presented also, and good handle on these sheep out here, between 1 and 2nd, and in their own right to win their class and be second. Very nice ones. Like I said, I talk a lot about handle and balancing my sheep and goats and make sure that they got some rib and cage, and hopefully you can see that they mirror each other between the light middles and the heavyweights over here in their design, and hopefully they fit their carcass and they possess those positives of what we need in good show animals. And so extremely good. I thought it was very close out here. Boy, just the good quality ones. But the one that I talk about rib, I talk about shape, I talk about handle. You got one right here that checks those boxes. Very, very nice. Well presented also. Young man right here, congratulations on the heavyweight's going to be your champion. I like that excitement. Y'all are a great audience. I always love coming here because, boy, you cheer on these exhibitors. They might be your friends or family, but I'll tell you one thing, y'all, that's exciting, and I like that because that's what we need. We need more excitement, especially showing these animals because we know how much hard work they put into them. Like I said before, just such really good presented and how these things were constructed also. Very, very nice. I thought it got pretty close out here between, which one was going to be reserved. That lightweight, boy, that's just a really good, complete animal that's very balanced. She might get just a little bit more, I'd say on texture right there, get a little bit more softer than young man's heavyweight. But boy, that is extremely good one. Young man with that heavyweight too. That one's just so good in its rib and its cage, and how that one's just ties into its loin. Maybe get out just a little bit on that hind saddle, just ever so slightly. But boy, you got that so much that power and dimension into that twist, and how that one goes down to its muscle pattern. Those are extremely two good animals. I thought it became very close. I said, hey, which one just has a little bit more punch? Which one has a little bit more power? Young man right here in front of me is going to be reserving that heavyweight also. The lightweight will be third overall. Congratulations. We good or not? Y'all just hang tight. We'll get him. You need the microphone.
Our final four lambs, and you can see the judge here just looking for that nice little muscle development there. And going back to you, Layla. I know I've been interviewing students that are here presently, and you're one of them. Do you plan on coming back next year and in the years following to support your past students, and then later on any other student that may need like a sponsor, something like that, give back your wisdom that you learned?
Oh yes, I would come back to it. I feel like this is a great experience, and any agriculturalist like who experienced this moment, it's like wholesome, like it's pretty, like it's beautiful, and just to see how people like what they put their work in, and when they show it in the ring, it's like it's a kind of like a prize, and I would come back to come sponsor kids in the future.
Well, sounds good. And going back to that question I had earlier, I know y'all didn't have a teacher this year. Y'all didn't have an advisor. Y'all were down an advisor. How did y'all support each other to get to the point y'all are now? Because y'all had the 4 heaviest pigs this year, along with some nice turkeys.
No, yeah. It was a little hard since most of them were new, so they didn't really want to talk, or they were shy. So we had to help them. We just had to speak to them and help them what to do. I gave tips to some of the people there, and I told them what the pig looks for. I mean, what the judge looks for in a pig. And so I gave tips to them. I've helped them experience what I experienced. And when I first started, I didn't have help. Nobody really helped me or gave me tips on what to give and stuff. I had to learn on my own. So I give back what I wish I had in the beginning when I started.
That's really good to hear. Like I said, I'm glad y'all made it up to sell. For those who might not know, I sponsored her pig this year and the year prior.
Let's give a round of applause to all these lamb exhibitors as they're exiting out the ring. Your results from the lamb show: in 7th, we have Jackson Dodd from Nimitz FFA. 6th, Vanessa Rodriguez from Aldine FFA. 5th, Hugo Campa Jr. from MacArthur FFA. And 4th, Jared Thomas from Eisenhower FFA. In 3rd place, Miguel Torres, Aldine FFA. Your reserve grand champion lamb, Rayshawn Oliphant from Eisenhower FFA. And your grand champion lamb goes to Robert Allen from Eisenhower FFA. That gives exhibitors a round of applause. Enter the ring now. We need all lamb showmanship to line up. Everyone's eligible except for our grand and reserve grand champion lambs. We start lining up at this time. We are diving right into lamb showmanship.
Our sponsor for today's lamb showmanship class is Caldwell Companies. Please give them a round of applause. Attention in the barn, if you have not purchased your Optimist Club tickets, please see Mr. Devereaux from the Nimitz FFA chapter. Again, if you have not purchased your Optimist Club tickets, see Mr. Devereaux from the Nimitz FFA chapter.
We're now on to our last part of the lamb show. We are going towards showmanship now. So now what the judge is focusing on is the exhibitor's ability to move that animal around. A little bit about what lambs are judged on. Lambs are mostly judged on their muscle structure and their balance. Just like any human athlete, these animals are looked at based on their body composition, how they're built, and how that plays into their balance. And just some quick facts about these animals. Sheep are pasture animals. They have 320-degree vision. And a big part of showmanship is just keeping that animal away from the other ones. These are herd animals. They love being plumped up next to each other. And you can see the way they separate them. It just shows a really big part of the showmanship and the bond these people have with their project. And you can see most of these sheep are also shaved, and that's mostly just because their wool can actually retain up to 30% water, and it increases 30% of their weight. So just to get a proper weigh, and they're mostly shaved all the way down to their legs. You see that little patch of hair on their legs, and like Ariel was saying earlier, that's mostly just for beauty. Another fun fact is that sheep could actually recognize faces for up to 2 years. So that plays a big role into that bond that they could build with their owners over the last couple months of them being raised at the barns. And with this particular species, it's not very noticeable. They do have tails. And just like dogs, they wag them when they're happy. So you could actually see them at the barns whenever they're being fed, whenever they're around their owners. They're happy to be there. And that shows a lot with their body structure too, that they're happy. They're in a nice, safe environment for themselves. And that shows a lot during this process here.
Well, to round out this year's show, Aldine ISD FFA show, very, very nice and good. Not a better way to end the show with a great lamb showmanships out here and good exhibitors. And I'll tell you one thing, I talked to that line over here. This is my top three. I like these young men. And I talk about the body position of how you need to be, whether your animal's short or tall or whatever. Make sure that I always talk about blending, and when I do clinics and things like that, is make sure that you're of one of that animal, because boy, it just all matches up. And don't ever give that judge a bad look. Make sure those feet and legs are set up, that thing's posted right, so it looks good, because we got to have that look to that animal. Make sure that animal looks like a show lamb or a show goat, whatever we're exhibiting, but make sure that looks really good. I thought it got really close out here. Young man on there, and he does a great job with that more gray ewe. He knows what to do. He gets those legs posted up just right, and the silhouette of that one is really cool, and he balances her head, and boy, just a good core body also. Young man here in the middle too, man, that one, he does a great job on the neck. He knows where that one needs to be, in the position of that one, how that one goes and how that one flows, of the balance of that core body, and boy, feet, legs also. Does a really good job on this young man on the end. One thing, this one wants to get up right in its shoulder, so we got to make sure we just push that one back ever so slightly, but he does a great job on feet and legs also, and getting that one set. Boy, I like his eye contact also. I thought it got pretty close out here. Boy, just really good. And I talk about blending and which one did the best job. Young man on the far end is going to be your champion. Congratulations to him. I thought it was very close between number 2 and number 3. Did an awesome job. Young man right here's going to be second. Congratulations. He does a great job also. I want to thank the district for having me, and the ag teachers for selecting me to judge the sheep and goat show. It didn't disappoint me. I want to thank y'all for having me. Y'all have always been a great audience also. It's a pleasure to come judge the Aldine ISD show. A note about it, the kids are all true winners that came through that ring today. And so, hey, once again, let's give them all a round of applause. Thank y'all. God bless and good luck on the show. Y'all are always awesome here. Thank y'all again for having me.
Our results for our lamb showmanship is Grand Champion Hugo Campa, Reserve Champion Jared Thomas. Attention in the barn. Attention in the barn. The arena will be closing at 3:30. Please feed your animals. Make sure that you have everything taken care of by 3:30. The concession stand will be open until 4 o'clock. So if you are still hungry, make your way to the concession stand.